Welcome to Not Another White Box, the channel that brings you all that's cool, quirky and unusual in the caravan world. Today we've got something very unusual to show you because I'm with James from Glawning and we're going to take a look at one of their newest Glawning products that promises to be the perfect accessory if you've got a cool caravan. So nice to meet you, James.
Hello, yeah, good to meet you.
And today, tell us a little bit about the awning that we're going to be fitting.
Yeah, so it's a concept we came up with about 10 years ago. We had a bay window campervan at the time, an old traditional lovely retro campervan, and we got fed up with strapping nylon awnings to the side of it that just looked terrible. So we thought we need something a bit more in keeping, something a bit more retro, and got our thinking caps on and came up with the idea of the Glawning, which is essentially a bell tent with an extra door and a connector that allows you to connect it to various different vehicles, and it looks particularly good on retro stuff.
I've got to admit, I've seen a couple of these out and about and they really do turn heads. If you've not seen one on a campsite, there's just nothing else like this on the market, is there?
There's not, no. I mean, we're the only ones who do it. We did get the design rights when we first designed it, and people have just loved it. And one of the great things about them are that you can put a wood burning stove inside. So
I absolutely love the sound of that.
You get it really cosy and warm. So yeah, it's really taken off.
Excellent. So we're going to have a go at popping one on the caravan.
Yeah.
How long roughly do you reckon it will take?
Well, I can normally pop one up in about 10 minutes. The only issue sometimes can be if you've got an unusual vehicle that you're not used to connecting it to, that bit can take a bit longer.
Yeah.
Very easy once you know the vehicle, so we'll have a go and see how we get on.
Excellent then. So without further ado, let's unpack the Glawning and see how cool it will look with my 1966 Sprite 400. We start with the marking out sheet, which is honestly the secret genius of the Glawning. Although the Glawning looks circular, the two entrance doors form a flat side each, so this sheet lets you determine where the doors need to be and which way they'll point. Additionally, there's a sheet for marking the distance from the caravan, which is really crucial, and we'll come back to that later. I want to point out that this is a brand new Glawning fresh out of the bag. James is having to attach the guy ropes, which is obviously something that only needs to be done for the first installation. Now that the Glawning canvas is in place, we can use the marking out sheet to reference where the canvas needs to be pegged out. And to my surprise, the tensioning of the canvas isn't advised at this stage. Just quickly pegging the canvas out is all that's needed. With the canvas all pegged down, we can assemble the poles. The Glawning only uses 3 lightweight poles, consisting of 2 A-frames for the doors and a central height pole. This is the 4 metre Glawning. There is a larger 5 metre one that has a taller centre pole. The poles are really easy to locate as there's a combination of markings and little locator pockets sewn into the waterproof ground sheet, which, by the way, the ground sheet is completely removable if you're on a campsite that doesn't allow you to use sheets underneath awnings. The guy ropes add tension and give the Glawning its proper shape. I was amazed at how quickly the Glawning gets to this stage and how suddenly it all comes together once tension is applied to the guy ropes. Next we get to the connecting piece for linking the Glawning to the caravan. This is why we use the marking out sheet to accurately gauge the distance from the Glawning itself to the caravan so that we can get the connecting canvas piece perfectly tensioned. There are 2 different connecting kits that offer different heights to suit your leisure vehicle. I'm using the smaller 2 to 2.25 metre tall connection kit, and most modern caravans will need the taller one, which is 2.5 metres or more. Finally, we can add the finishing touches, such as rolling back the canvas doors and separate fly mesh screens. And Glawning even have a range of bespoke high quality mats to make the inside of the Glawning feel a little bit more cosy and comfortable. So I can't believe that really did go up in about 10 minutes. You've obviously done it before though.
I have, yeah, but it's because it's such a simple design. I mean, it looks like it should take forever, but all you do is peg around the bottom of the ground sheet as you saw, and then there's only 3 poles, and then it's pegging the ropes. So yeah, it's mainly putting pegs in the ground.
Yeah, I've got to say, as someone who's experienced with putting up awnings, I couldn't see that you were doing anything like pulling a fast one. You know, when you go to these shows and they're like, it goes like this and this.
Yeah.
It was very much as I would do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's great. And what is the actual material of the awning?
It's polycotton, so it's a blend of cotton and polyester. We used to make 100% cotton ones, which are lovely to sit inside. They're very breathable, very hard wearing, but they're very difficult to look after. They get really heavy when they're wet, really hard to dry out. And then on the flip side, you've got polyester, which is what most modern awnings are made out of. Problem with that is it's very flappy, and it also isn't breathable. So when the sun comes out, it turns into a sauna inside. Whereas these have a blend of both, so you get the best of both worlds, really.
I have to say, as someone who has a proper canvas vintage awning, I can concur they are a nightmare to look after.
Yes,
so this is a happy compromise, really, isn't it?
It is, yeah, it is. So you've still got the breathability. It'll stay nice and cool in the hot weather, but it'll also retain the heat well in the cold weather.
I've got to say as well, compared to most modern awnings, it feels a lot better quality to me, the actual material itself.
Yeah, I think it's because, I mean, you do get modern awnings made from polycotton that are usually in the premium range, and because it's got that proper cotton feel, it feels like a good sturdy vintage awning, but you've got the modern polyester in there as well, so again, that's getting the best of both worlds.
Yeah, and I think it's nice, now it's actually up, it goes so well with the Caravan.
It does, yeah, it does. I was, because this is, every kind of Caravan is unique. When you put it on a VW Transporter, you know exactly what you're getting, you know it's going to fit and how it's going to fit, but then when you see a new Caravan that no one else has, you think, okay, is this going to work well, or how was it? And it's, yeah, I'm really pleased with how it's fit on there. It's lovely. You've
also treated us this weekend and fitted us with the log burner.
Yes.
Which is actually an oven as well.
It is, yeah. So that one we call the Glawning. We have this thing at Glawning where we just put GL at the front of everything to turn it into something glamorous.
Do you really? I've not noticed.
So yes, the Glawning is what we call it, and it's got a little oven in the back, and then yeah, you can light your fire when the sun goes down later and it gets cold, and you can really get it really warm in here even when it's kind of sub-0 degrees outside.
I'm going to ask the question because I know all of you watching this will be dying to comment below and say, how on earth do you get an actual log burner in an awning? You've come up with a clever way of doing that, haven't you?
Yes, yeah, well, I mean, I can't take the credit for coming up with it because it has been done.
You can for the purpose of this video.
I've come up with this really ingenious way of putting a log burner in a tent. Yeah, there's a silicone flashing kit on there, and around the silicone flashing kit there is a fire retardant panel. That's fiberglass coated cotton. So I mean, you can hold a lighter to that, and you just can't set it alight. So it's all very safe to use, and yeah, and then you get the benefit of looking at a lovely open fire, and all the nasty stuff is going outside.
Absolutely. It's not just that, I think it adds so much to the aesthetic of the whole thing.
It does, yeah.
And plus, from my experience as someone who's quite a hardy camper, just having the campfire, that whole kind of situation really makes the experience of the weekend. So I think it's really clever how you've brought the two together. Yeah, it's like camping how it used to be done, and camping how everyone imagines it. You know, you're all sat round and it's a very social experience. There's that kind of camaraderie, back to nature, and that's what it's all about, really. Absolutely. So I've been having a little look on the website, and you can effectively build your own Glawning package, can't you? You can, yeah. So there's various different things that you slot together. So first of all, you've got the basic tent. Now we do a single door version, which is just a tent. We do this one, which is the double door, and then we do a 3-door version, which is quite cool because a lot of people were asking us if they could get one
where they could attach one side and the mates could come and attach on the other side.
Let me see, I don't think I'm that close with anyone that I want to attach my tent to their vehicle as well, but yeah, whatever, yeah.
Yeah, whatever floats your boat. But yeah, so that's what we also do, a 3-door version, or you can just have a second door. And then once you've got your basic tent, you then need your connecting canopy. And we do that in 2 different heights. So this one's the standard height, which works from kind of 2 meters up to, we're probably up about, I don't know, 2.2, something like that on this one. Then we do a high top version, which is like 2.5, which is for your kind of high camper vans, like your sprinters or your crafters, or kind of motorhomes, smaller kind of motorhomes, and so on. Yeah.
Excellent. And then obviously you add in the mats are an option as well, and obviously the heater, that's not the only one that you do, is it?
No, so we do, well, the mats first of all we do in various different colours. So if you want one to match your Caravan, then there's usually something that will go quite well.
I've checked viewers, they do orange, that's what I will be ordering.
Yes, we do orange, that's a very cool one. And then the stoves, we do various different models, and we're always kind of changing things and tweaking things each season. So we do that one without the oven in the back, but it has windows in the side, and people really love having the windows on the side so they can see the fire going. And then we do a cheaper version, which is a 3-legged one, but that's in the traditional kind of black. A lot of people prefer the traditional kind of black stove look, and then some people prefer the stainless steel. So yeah, again, whatever your aesthetic is, we've usually got something that'll fit.
Absolutely, and that's the thing. Aesthetic seems to be the key word we keep saying. It's not like anything else that I've experienced. It's so cool. It's so, you know, if you're someone, particularly if you're watching this, you're probably a fan of Not Another White Box anyway. It's not like any other product on the market, and I think that's what makes it so special, really.
Yeah, that was part of the idea, was to get away from kind of bland camping with green and blue and grey stuff everywhere. And you'll see at this festival that we're at the moment, there's loads of, because it's a Glawning run festival, there's loads of Glawnings going to be here. We do a best dressed pitch competition, and you want to see inside some of them. They are just unbelievable. We have kind of boho looks, we have seaside looks, all sorts of things going on, and yeah, it's really a sight to behold.
You've given me a neat segue there into talking about the festival, because it's kind of like a dual purpose why we're here this weekend, is to try out the product but also experience the festival, because what I love about this product is it goes beyond the product. It is a whole lifestyle thing. So this is Glampfest.
Yes.
And tell us a bit more about it.
Yeah, so this started really because, like you say, our customers tend to like to hang out together and be with each other, and there's a group on Facebook called Glawning Owners that I think now has around 5,000 members. And
I've seen, they're nuts.
Yeah.
They are a lovely bunch of people, but they are nuts.
Yes, yeah. And they're always sharing ideas and stuff. And then they asked us if we could arrange a meetup. So the first ever Glampfest we did, I think we had about 150 people. And it rained a lot, but we all had a great time, and then it's slowly grown year on year, and I think we're expecting about 1,700 this year, and hopefully the sun will keep shining as it is at the moment. Wasn't earlier, but
we've
getting better by the hour.
been wringing the festival out of our socks so far.
Yes,
but yeah.
No,
that's great. I'm really excited for the weekend, and thanks very much for setting us up with this tent.
Yeah, we're excited for you to be here. Excited to put it on this lovely caravan.
I know. Well, it's got a lot of history. It's the first tent of its kind it's ever had. My granddad was very fastidious about his awning. He was one of those that was pegging it out, making sure it was perfectly tensioned, and he'd have loved to have seen this on the side of the van. But yeah, and it's great to support a local business as well, because you're based in Yorkshire, aren't you? We are, yeah. We're just down the road. We're based in Harrogate, so and the festival that we're at is just outside Knaresborough. So, as you know, as a local lad as well, you know, it's all very close together. So it's great. So obviously, this is the smallest one in the range at 4 meters. Yeah. The obvious question is, what kind of size pitch would you need to physically fit all this on? Yeah, with a standard size kind of campervan or caravan, you need a minimum of 7 meters for the 4 meter and 8 meters for the 5 meter. So they're pretty standard pitch sizes anyway. Yeah, most pitches you can get on. If you find a campsite where the pitch is a little bit small, some of the club sites, for example, can be a bit
very strict about the pitch size. Let's be diplomatic about this. But with those, you can usually buy a jumbo pitch, so you can get a slightly bigger pitch. Or some people, if they're going with their friends and stuff, will just buy 2 pitches and they've got loads of space then to spread out.
I've also been hearing you've got quite a good workaround for the guy ropes if you do need to make the pitch slightly smaller.
Yeah.
You want to talk us through that?
If we just look at here, for example, so you can see this guy rope goes out quite far. And the reason for that is if I was to take the guy rope out, if the guy rope's too close, then this wall kind of just collapses and you can't really get the tension. However, we do a product which is a pole that goes from, we call them a reducer pole that goes from the ground to there, which holds the side up, and then you can peg right close to the Glawning like that.
Oh,
and you can still maintain the shape of the Glawning, but if you've got
a smaller
tight for space, a smaller pitch, then it works perfectly well.
Seems like you have actually thought of everything, because you do actually use the product as well, don't you?
We do, yes. Well, we designed it originally for ourselves to use. It was never intended to be a product to sell necessarily. We thought this is great, and as we started using it, we thought, wait a minute, there's other people that would like this, and people kept asking us where we got it from. So we got a few made. I think we got 10 made and managed to sell them really quick. So then we got another 10. And
are they worth a fortune on eBay now, those first 10?
The early ones, yeah. There's a few of them still left, and there's actually the guy who bought our very first one still has it. He has a beautiful split screen campervan, and he's got it for the side of that. And yeah, it's a lovely tent. Although over the years we have tweaked them to improve things. Yeah. So yes, it's
the same with anything. You learn as you go, don't you? And what I love, obviously, talking to you today is that you've got that passion for it. Mm-hmm. And there's so many people that I will talk to in the caravan industry who don't even use the product that they're designing or selling.
Yeah.
So to meet someone who's not only here using it but arranging a festival for everyone else to enjoy it, it's very refreshing, really.
Yeah.
So I'll quickly ask, what are some of the highlights we can expect this weekend?
Well, a highlight for me is seeing loads of Glawnings in a field. Obviously, it's just always heartwarming to see that. But particular highlights, I mean, we have great food, lots of food traders, music, some really good eclectic mix of stuff. So from acoustic stuff right through to this guy called Rory Hoy, you may know him, local guy. And he's a DJ who plays 90s dance, and he's always the headline act, and everyone just goes mad for him. And then we've got traders, we've got loads of kids activities, forest school and circus skills and axe throwing, all sorts of things. So hopefully it should be a fun weekend. And
I can't wait, because we've just come not knowing what to expect. We've never had a Glawning before, so you've already won us over with that. So I can't wait to see what the weekend brings.
Great, yeah. We'll look forward to seeing you around and enjoying yourselves, hopefully.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay.
I have to admit at this point that I didn't do a very good job of covering the festival. So much was going on, we chatted to so many people and made some lovely new friends that I completely dropped the ball when it came to filming, so I do apologise. From the live music to the artisan stalls to the fresh street food to even a Eurovision party, we had an amazing time, and I guess we're going to have to go back next year and film it all again. Bookings are now open for Glampfest 2024. There's a link to that in the description. You're welcome to attend whether you have a Glawning or not. Also check out the Glawning website for more details on the products available, and I'm going to film an update next year and report back on how we get on with our Glawning. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching. Please do subscribe to the channel and we'll see you again very soon.